to get hands-on as well, to get hands-on like a proper project. Like, mind you, it's a way easier these days to do it because you can go to an open source community.
This forest is our forest.
You can go to like an open source like project and you can contribute to that, or like things like that where it's like, again, that's like you need to do that above and beyond, which is like fair enough if that's what you enjoy doing. That's perfectly cool. There you go. Time for more enemies to drop in. Because that's probably the problem with the games industry, is like they kind of hope you get hands-on from like everywhere else. Like you need to do a personal project to get hands-on, but it's nowhere near the sort of hands-on you'll get in like a proper project. Yeah, I'll need to look at on design. Is it like a book or a blog? Ooh, shit. Also, you notice my pod isn't switched back to its original colour. Ah. It's none. I guess. Yeah.
So much pain. 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 I do not want to die.
Machines can't feel pain.
Yeah, that's something I don't think about is testability. Because I'm like, oh, surely that should just be something that you don't like design in. Surely that should just happen. And again, that's probably because I haven't done a lot of sort of like testing work as a whole. Like, unit testing is like really new to me. Yeah. How many classes are dependent on this one class for operation? The more classes that depend on it, the more the length this operation is. Mind you, I guess I was about to say there's something about like, because you can't test all the classes unless they're all linked together for some things, but then that's your integration test stage, which is entirely different. Which is important as well. It slows down development, but it just makes your life so much easier as everything goes on.
Don't kill. Don't kill.
He deserves protection.
Brother. Brother.
Yeah.
This way. Here.
I want to die. This cannot continue.
Ooh, this cannot be. Yeah.
Don't kill.
It's easier to figure out
Don't kill.
where the issue is when only one thing is broken and not 50 things are broken.
This way. Here.
But that's one of the oldest things with graphics. I think graphics APIs is probably Vulkan's probably way better.
This forest is
Yeah.
our forest. This way. Here.
That's the thing I didn't think I. That's the thing I think I was missing from mocks,
Don't kill.
because I was just like mock is just a class that you just plug into. I didn't think about it as like a way of allowing you to control how the class responds to its stimulus. Because I would always consider like things within that class as like a set class, but I guess you're right that technically if it depends on a class, you should mock out the class it depends on.
He deserves protection.
Now
Hence why
shut
the
up.
interfaces are super important.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Oh geez, 9S is losing it. Yep.
Don't kill. Don't kill.
Yep, which is really important, especially when your software gets super complex. Because that's,
So much pain.
I think that's really what killed me at uni, was the, just like, they didn't really talk to you about testing at all, they were just like, yeah, testing the thing that happens. You'd end up with like 50 different things that could go wrong in your code, and everything felt really insurmountable.
Don't kill. Don't kill.
It was like everything was just drowning you slowly, because you weren't able to figure out which bit you could isolate. And I remember like a fair few moments of that where it was like instant panic, just because you're not sure of why it does something.
Machine parts.
Speculation. Perhaps these are raw materials from the structure itself, possibly useful for creating weapons.
Weapons, eh?
Yeah. Well, I say until I moved teams, we did a unit test until.
Prepare energy. Close range firing mode.
Oh jeez, 9S is now turned into a
Maximum
psychopath.
9S.
Fire.
An unfeeling machine. 9S has become that of which he hates. Oof. Yeah, I think it's one of those things. All courses like focus so much on
Kill me. Do it.
teaching you exact language things rather than software development around it.
Kill me, coward. Kill me. Kill me. Kill me.
Yeah, 9S is losing that shit. But then again, like, that might be an interesting thing where it's like consider a programming course as like multiple stages, like like the way you'd consider like training a doctor. Yeah. Ooh, A2 and 2B are the same. Hmm. Ooh. Perhaps you should consider it like, because it's the same with civil engineering, where you do a 4-year course, but that's not the end of your training. And the same with like a friend of mine who does biomedical science. It's like a biology degree is not the end of your training, or like
Good
it's the
morning,
start of
A2.
it.
What the?
Analysis. Your high unit A2 was restarted 5 minutes and 42
I had
seconds
a
ago.
reboot.
The cause was excessive strain due to battle against a large machine life form.
All this goddamn sand is starting to piss me off.
Alert. Fuel filter performance deteriorating.
What do you mean?
Fine particulate matter seems to have entered the filter while fighting in the desert. Proposal. Replace the faulty part immediately.
You make it sound so easy.
Records indicate said part was once used at the resistance camp.
Oh,
The
sorry, let's go back there.
resistance camp.
Ooh, there we go. Let's see what there is for A2 to do. Is there any A2 quests? Oh no, just go to the resistance camp, that's it. Yeah. Where was I? What was I going? Oh yeah. We should maybe look at doing things where it's like you have a 4-year programming course which teaches you maybe the comp sci base, or like a comp sci base with your boot camp knowledge. And then there's a more detailed sort of like here's now like a several week training thing, because especially when we're starting to talk about like medical equipment and stuff like that, which your smart device, you need to start getting more like sort of safety critical stuff and dealing with more things like that, where you have more of an impact on people. It's not just my program falls over and then X happens or Y happens and a user's inconvenienced. It's like, well, my program fell over internal and the corporate black box system just like pointed the finger at this person and said they're guilty or something like that. Like there's a really good TED talk on the ethics of it's like the ethics of like specific programs. So the example they use is it's essentially like a private corporation program that is designed to detect. Oh, Pascal!
Help me!
Are those machines fighting each other?
Yeah, sorry. It's essentially like a corporate black box which is designed to calculate the chances of someone
Thank you
reoffending.
so much for saving me.
And they talk about how the racial bias affects that black box to a point where it got it wrong, basically. So it's like when you start to hit things like that, you need to start thinking about how you train and how you like cert people. Like it'd be kind of cool in the next like
You're
few
a
years,
machine
because
too.
like for a biomedical
Please.
scientist, you
I
need
had no
to
intention of harming you.
you need to be
My
certed
name
by
is
the BMS
Pascal.
board. So you need to do like
While it's true that
the
I
4
am a
years of that
machine
biology
life
degree.
form,
Then you need to do a
I
training
also
in
detest
an actual
fighting of
hospital,
any kind.
and then you need to be certed as a final
And
step by the body.
machines don't have souls. They're just murder bots with a fancy name.
Murder bots. Anyway,
They killed so many.
so you might see something like
see.
that in the future, which
If that will
makes it
save your soul,
better.
then so be it. You aren't going to
Like,
kill me?
the thing with programming
Just
is
shut
there's
up
so
and
many
leave before I
different
change my...
You...
branches.
No. You have my thanks.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. And that's being trained seriously by someone. That's someone who's going to be validating and inserting everything she does. And let's say it's important. It's super important for everyone to have that sort of experience. And it's also, in a way, it also restores that sort of like master apprentice thing that you'd see with like blacksmithing and sort of like ancient like sort of jobs. It's like we've sort of forgotten about that concept of like mentoring, and we're just like, oh, it's technical, so you can learn it all yourself. Whereas like there's so many nuances that you can't really just like immediately understand. Number 2 is still alive. It's like the same thing with doctors. Like if you go in to do like a medical degree, literally you don't start practicing until you're like 32. And I guess it's like that. Ooh. A2B is dead. Ooh. 2B has been murdered. Nope. Well, it's like, what is it? It's a 4-year course, and then there's like